Generation 1 is one of the many Pokemon generations which are mostly filled with stinkers, and apart from your Charizards and your Mewtwos, there isn't much which really stands out as being particularly good. However, one Pokemon among this list has carved out a very useful niche for itself, despite not being very good. Today we're going to talk about Clefairy, a Pokemon that, despite the numbers, has had a surprising amount of success in the doubles format, and since its inception, only one Pokemon has ever had a similar role. Purely numerically speaking, Clefairy has nothing to be considered. Its most impressive stat is an astounding HP of 70, and it doesn't have any particularly special moves at a glance. While the Fairy type is quite good, a Moonblast isn't going to do much coming off of a special attack stat of 60. Clefairy, however, is kind of like a sushi, and you're going to need to hear me out on this one. No one's going to eat a fish right out of the ocean or take a spoonful of wasabi, but when you take these ingredients and wrap them up in layers of pretty good shit, you've got a dish that's not amazing for every occasion, but quite good with the right pairings. Clefairy is much the same, wrapping up its unbelievably low numbers with layers of Eevee and Follow Me. Clefairy is a remarkably not terrible Pokemon in some competitive formats, but exclusively in doubles as it's always relegated to a support role, with moves like Follow Me, Helping Hand, and eventually Life Dew to help out its teammates. While it can't really shore up those offensive stats, the Eevee and the solely defensive Fairy type make Clefairy's defensive stats at least usable. This may not seem like much in Clefairy's favor, but compared to its contemporaries like Jigglypuff or Gloom, it's had a surprising amount of success. The first time Clefairy ever reached the top cut of a tournament was in 2015, when Corey Thomas reached 6th using it on his team. Some other notable placements were Till Boehmers placing 2nd at the 2016 German Nationals, Nick Navarre's first place at the 27 Roanoke Regionals, and Jeremy Rodriguez's unusual team that he took to 3 separate regionals, winning the Daytona Beach Regionals in 2017. Famous for using unassuming Pokemon, Sejun Park championed Clefairy in a few regionals between 2017 and 2018. Clefairy has placed within the top 8 in a total of 41 major Pokemon competitions, including 19 regionals and 1 Worlds, and while I would love to go in depth for every single one, we simply don't have that kind of time, and regional footage is not the easiest to find. Feel free to correct me in the comments, but I feel confident enough to make the claim that Clefairy is the Pokemon with the lowest base stat total that has won a regional in its lifetime, beating out Eevee by 2 stat total points, who, coincidentally, also owes its regional victory to the very same Jeremy Rodriguez team that took home the dub for Clefairy. I myself gave Clefairy a shot to see what it's all about, and it's not very good. Naturally, in the modern state, Clefairy just doesn't find success due to power creep, and it hasn't had a significant placement since last generation. And its decent placements have been on a very steady decline since 2018, which could be caused by the pandemic giving more time for an actually good metagame to evolve, or maybe Clefairy just kind of fell off. Still, I'm glad it kind of had its moment in spotlight, and you know what? If a Pokemon with a base stat total of 323 can play a significant part in making $15,000, we can't deny it's at least got something going for it. Oh yeah, one Pokemon has ever fit this exact role. It's Mousehold. It's got a lot of the same moves, but it's just got better stats. Still not great. Normal type is not good. Apparently some people took it to Worlds, that's kind of cool. Nothing special.